This episode of Techno Buffalo is brought to you by Nissan's Innovation Garage. Welcome back to another episode of Rettinger's Rants. It's the show where I rant and rave on anything in the world of technology and sometimes even outside of technology. Up this week, we're going to talk about Android skins and why learning Android from one manufacturer is very different than using an Android device from another manufacturer, and what I think we should do about it. This is Rettinger's Rants. Let's get ranting. So over the weekend, I had a friend come over to help him learn how to use his new phone. Previously, he'd been using an older generation Motorola Android phone. He just picked up a Samsung Galaxy S3, and he thought it was gonna be the same experience. And he went to use it, turned on, set everything up, and realized things were not even close to how they were on Motorola. And that got me thinking. They're both running pretty much the same operating system, but the big deal was that the skins were totally different on different versions of Android. And for users that are trying to figure out just how to use a phone, that aren't power users, that aren't looking to get in there and tweak and customize and root, it's very different from one manufacturer to the next. And it can be very, very confusing. I've even found this as well. When we're reviewing devices, things that I used to do on one phone to test, I have to relearn how to do on another phone. And things that run the same operating system, that shouldn't be the case. So what I propose to fix this problem is a dual boot option. When you turn on your phone for the first time, you're greeted by a screen that says, hey, do you want to install TouchWiz or do you want native Android? Do you want to install MotoBlur, or whatever they're calling it now? Do you want native Android? Have the choice. So if you always want to get used to native Android, you can always have that. And the experience will be the same across all phones, whether they're made by Motorola, Samsung, LG, Huawei. That's how you pronounce that. Huawei. Android is all about openness, and I get they can be customized, and I understand fully that each skin offers new functionality. I know Samsung's TouchWiz offers the S Pen and cool new features to take screen captures by sliding your hand over, tilt to zoom, and all kinds of other stuff. But customers should have the option whether or not they want to use that. Some folks that maybe just want to use a phone and have Android as it was meant to be, unadulterated, unmolested, and any other quasi-adult terminology I can come up with, they should have that option to do so. I don't think we should have to root or learn how to be power users in order to get a native Android experience. I do love there's an option to root and to put on those custom ROMs. You could put on CyanogenMod 9, 10, or any other variants of custom ROMs and get the native experience. But you gotta do tweaking and hacking to get to it. Customers should have that option to be able to find a way to use a phone that they're familiar with. And I look at people like my parents, maybe your parents, or folks that aren't as tech savvy as perhaps the two of us are, or three of us, depending how many of you are sitting there watching the video. It's very difficult to set up or at least switch phones often. You learn something one way, become ingrained, and then it's suddenly completely different. So do you guys have another solution for how to solve this? Is there another option you guys can come up with? While we talk about it, I want to take a minute to thank our friends and sponsors at Nissan's Innovation Garage. Some of the world's best ideas happened in garages: music, computers, electric cars, and the list goes on. When Nissan has created their own virtual garage to help you bring your ideas to life. How many times we've heard stories about companies that were started in one of the founders' garages? When you've got the opportunity now to create your own cool idea in your own virtual garage. It's called Nissan's Innovation Garage, and submitting your ideas is easy. Go to nissaninnovationgarage.com. Your idea doesn't have to be limited to cars, or limited by your imagination. So anything you can possibly think of. So we've got a dog, we've got little Lucy. I would love a way when I get into my garage for it to know that I've got a dog and immediately close the garage door. Lucy's what we like to call a runner. And if we put her down, she's gonna bolt. So I just have to close the garage door, get out of the car, and then go back, get the dog. I love for a way for the car to know, shut it automatically as soon as I get in there, and turn off the car so we're not blasted by exhaust fumes. But that's just my idea, nothing to do with my silly dog. Once you submit your idea, Nissan's panel of engineers will choose 2 grand prize winners to get a $50,000 grant to fund their idea, as well as the new 2013 Nissan Altima. So you get 50 grand in cash to do your idea, and you get a brand new car. Pretty sweet deal. It's the best prize ever given away. It makes tablets look super silly. You could win a freaking car. Wouldn't it be cool if your little idea made it big? The deadline for ideas is October 12th, 2012. So get on it right now. Check out all the details now at nissansinnovationgarage.com. Get your ideas in. So do you guys have another solution for how to unify Android? I think different skins also further fragmentation. Some skins do different things as far as upscaling, some don't. So you run one app on a Motorola phone, one app on a Samsung phone. There's just the two that come to mind. HTC as well. I haven't given HTC the love they deserve. I'd like to find a way to unify things. You know, we've got universal standards for charging now. Remember, you set proprietary chargers for everything. I would love universal standards for Android skins. If that doesn't work, I love a way just to dual boot right into native, unadulterated Android. Am I crazy? Do you agree, disagree? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave them in the comments. Send me a message, whatever you'd like. Either way, check us out at technobuffalo.com for latest and greatest tech news. I'm John Rettinger. I'll see you in the next video.